My name is Dillon McCraw. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee, in the United States, and I am a digital artist and storyteller. My background as an artist is kind of spotty, where I spent a lot of time growing up drawing with a pencil, with regular graphite. As I got older, expanded on that skill set, and in 2018, when my house burned down and I lost some of my work, I decided to go fully digital. And since then, I've been inspired by books, movies, music primarily as well, and religion. So doing a lot of study in different aspects of lost Christianity. What drew me to fusion was my mentor, Ameer, who has done fusion before, hit me up and asked me if I was interested, and if I was, to apply. And so I applied. I was more so led to fusion, and it's been good because I kind of get to unravel what fusion is with a completely blank slate. Like, I did no research. I had 3 days before I had to start. Like, I think I found out on Friday, and I had to drive to Arkansas on Monday to get my passport, and we left that Saturday. So I had no time to parse what was going on. My experience so far in this residency has been, in one word, enlightening. And I get the sense of kind of shirking off some of the old weight that I carried, that I put on my own shoulders for really no reason. So here I get to explore a new world, truly, and explore a new, older me in that process, and just have fun. The change of pace, not necessarily so much. It has not really changed my process. The culture and the pace have changed my process, in the sense that now I feel like I have much more time to appreciate my journey and what's around me. And even as I've started the process of doing the work that I'm doing here, I'm able to find unique pieces or staying points in the places and stories that I capture and participate in, and really take the time to capture every detail of them, and like really get into the why they're there and who put them there. And I get to experience the small things a lot easier, and I'm a lot happier to do so. I don't feel like I'm wasting my time getting into those tiny little details, because that's really where the beauty in all this place is, and all these people in this culture. So I am working on capturing artifacts in 3D. So, and by artifacts, I mean the items that I've collected throughout my trip, being led by this color and by the seat of my pants, going wherever I can, and getting whatever I can out of it, and then capturing those items, reprinting them, painting them, and illustrating that through line between them. There might also be something else that I work on, that I add to, but that's the core of my narrative this trip. Coming to Kaga, my only desire in creation was really to create, especially because I had no run-up amount of time to prepare myself. So even now, I don't necessarily have a goal or a want out of myself, which I feel is a lot more freeing. Hopefully, with what I'm working on, with what I plan to present, I can explore a technique that I've never explored before and do something I've never done before. And in the end of it, I hope that I can create more, because Lord knows we all want to create more. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I want. I think the local culture of Kaga is, it's almost like the way that they treat you is almost reverse engineering everything that I've grown to know growing up in the States. So where they are gracious and kind and almost self-sacrificing in a way, back home it's relentless, individualistic, angry, greedy. And the change of the way that I get treated has changed how I approach creation in general, where the culture of back home almost seeps into it seeps into your process, and it changes, it kind of bastardizes what creating should be about. And here you kind of just get to give the same way that they give. All I want to do is give. If it's to the world as my creation or as art that I make, that's the one thing that I can do to benefit Kaga. The same way they have done nothing but shown me grace with open arms. Then I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And Akari was saying earlier that the earthquake victims were very appreciative of us being in the space and being ourselves and exploring and traveling. That just lets me know that that's one thing that I can do to help, because I don't clean the streets, or I don't drive a taxi. So if putting up some artwork and maybe inspiring somebody is what I can do, then I'm more than happy to do that. One thing that's really surprised me about Kaga's population, they are all, not all artists, but they're all artists. We went to a clothing store, and the boss, so they all have all kind of beautiful ink work all over their bodies. They're super kind and welcoming. And on top of that, they are huge fashion heads. So they have archival clothes. They have a one-of-one made specifically for them by a very famous Japanese tattoo artist. They have, amazing clothes. I'm wearing one of the shirts right now. They're so cool, and they just let us in. They're talking with us. I got this tattoo from them, and on a different spectrum of people, Ameer and I were downtown Kaga, looking at the maker place, the maker space, and we went into a coffee shop, and the owner decided to show us his wife's work. And she is an amazing wood carver. I don't know if there's another word for that, but we went into her studio, and her desk is it's beautifully carved out of a tree. And there's all these wood shavings on the desk. In the back, there's probably 100 bowls that she's hand. So, she made them. And you go upstairs, she made a bar and treated the wood, and it's amazing. I think she built the house, she built the building. And he was like, oh yeah, look at this, come over here, look at this. Everyone's so excited and passionate, and when they see that you are so as well, they're like, okay, yeah, cool, they're cool, come on in, let me show you this. I've never shown anyone this. Oh, this is my bike that I bought in '83. And there's so much access as a creative as well. There's so much access to everything that you need, even if it's just rest and relaxation here. And everyone is to just give it. They want you to have it. I don't know, it's amazing. The thing that's most interesting about, because I've really only experienced Kaga, I'll just speak on it. But karaoke culture has really inspired me, because I've been out pretty much every single night. I've met 3-4 bar owners. Shout out to Mama, shout out to Kaz, shout out to I don't know the third guy's name, but he's my brother, he's my aniki. Once everybody has a drink or two in them, give them the mic and they'll sing. It doesn't matter how good they are. It doesn't matter if they're tone deaf or Alicia Keys. They will sing and have a great time. Everyone cheers them on. You'll get Japanese while we're singing like American rap songs. You'll have the locals sing try and sing along, as they can barely do so. And on the flip side, they play anime songs and we're just stumbling our way through it, but we're all just having a great time, arms around each other, give me another highball. And I've honestly had a majority of formative experiences on this trip, just at a bar somewhere, just doing karaoke with people that I will never see again. And they treat you like family in those moments. Yeah. I think this residency has shown me just how much I can create when I have no pressure to create, and when I can craft a space around me that only adds to my experience or adds to my life. And especially if I'm surrounded by people that I respect and that are my friends, that I can hang out with and riff with and have deep conversations with. I know what I'm looking for. When I go home, I know what I need to do to continue this path forward in being constantly inspired to do or to tell a story. And on top of that, I would love to curate a space like that here, like come back here and live here for a semi-permanent or permanent amount of time, because it's amazing. There's anything you could ever want out here, and if it's not here, you just hop on the train. It's yeah. I don't think that the artists around me have influenced my art or necessarily my process in creation. Where that I can more so attribute to Kaga and the people around here. But being around them has definitely opened my eyes to the possibilities of, they're adding to my space and bringing me energy to continue. So my process right now, I don't think I haven't necessarily looked at anyone and said, wow, that's smart, I would like to do that, or, oh, I like what they're doing there. And it might be because of the nature of my work being digital, and especially removing myself from my normal digital creation process and going into 3D as well. It's something I've never done. I don't really have a frame of reference or something that I'm at least noticing that I'm pulling from the people around me, but they are giving me the energy and the fuel and the drive to push forward on a path that I haven't seen from myself. When I got here, I was actually thinking about doing like traditional sketches with like charcoal and pastels and pencil and whatnot, because that's what I did years ago. But seeing everybody fall into the line of the thing that they are the most comfortable in, and also hearing from my peers how much they liked my work that I displayed, which was all digital, made me feel like, okay, why am I trying to reinvent the wheel here? Let me just do what I like to do and what I've been doing for years. And maybe we'll take it a step further and I can try something that I've never tried and see if I can integrate it with some of the things that I've done before. Deciding to do 3D was completely off the cuff, where a lot of my time in the first couple of days was spent, like, I wasn't sitting at the desk and I wasn't sketching stuff or anything. I was taking pictures. Well, I was collecting things and I was taking pictures, and I was being led to objects that were this like fluorescent yellow. Like if I saw something with it, I was like, I have to have that. And after a couple of days, I realized that I was collecting these interesting things, like going to 2nd Street and getting a Zippo lighter that had my birth year on it, as well as it being the Christmas edition, which is my birth month. And it was the first thing I saw. And even as I looked at the other lighters around that were also cool in their own way, I just couldn't not get that one. And when he pulled it, because I didn't see those details at first, when he pulled it out and I saw it was 1998. I was like, okay, I'm just following my intuition. And then like once I have these objects, I'm like, oh, it would be cool if I could incorporate this into the story that I tell at the end of this. And then I ask, how do I do that? And it's with 3D. I just recapture it and rebuild it in real space, because I did want, even though I'm a digital artist, I did want to have a physical manifestation of my time here in Kaga. And in these artifacts, I'm not gonna just drop the things that I got, because they're, you're not getting my G-Shocks. But if I can print them and even put my own twist on it, then I feel like I'd be so much better for it, and I would have explored something I had never done before. I hope that the viewers watching this can learn to be yourself. From the things that I create and the things that I'll show, and the story that I'll tell, you'll see that while I wanted to try and be someone I wasn't, I had the most fun once I doubled down on who I was. And once I decided that, I'm just going to keep being me and just follow what I want to do, follow my intuition, follow this random color that I decided to do, go to these random places, get clothes, get fitted up, feel good about yourself, and do it unapologetically, because your friends, your family, your boss, they can tell you all these kind of things about yourself, but you're the only one who lives your life. So you should live it by your rules, because you're gonna die on your deathbed. So just go do it. Have fun. That's what life is about. That's why I did the 10-hour drive to Arkansas to get my passport for this. It wasn't for obligation. It wasn't because Ameer said so. It wasn't for any other reason other than I thought it would be freaking sick. I quit my job before this, and then this falls on my doorstep. I have to take it. So I took it. We're here now. Just do it and figure it out later. And you'll probably be smarter and better off for taking those steps and being yourself. And then you'll be able to answer those questions or tackle those problems at the back end. Yeah, you'll be stronger for it too.